Welcome back to Desk Careers. I'm so excited to bring another incredible guest. Today we are meeting with Paula Goia, who is a makeup artist and educator here in the United Arab Emirates. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you for having me, Maria.
I'm so excited to have you. I can't wait to jump into the details of your career today. But before we do that, I thought we could take you back to when you were a teenager. I know that when you were younger, you were interested in creative development and psychology, but where on that journey did you decide to venture off on your own and go the untraditional pathway of discovering skills to become an entrepreneur?
Well, that is really taking me back indeed, because I grew up in a family where both my parents went to university, my sister as well, so that was expected from me as well. However, after finishing uni, I was still feeling unfulfilled professionally because I wasn't following my calling and how best to describe my passion, because beauty was always my passion. So that's what I wanted to follow. However, like my mom always said, no, you need to finish a uni, you have to have a career. There's no way around this. You're not going to embarrass the family. So after I finished the uni, obviously I got a job, wasn't happy with that, and I left the country. I left Romania because I was born in Romania a while back. Won't say exactly when. And I chose to go on the, let's say, untraditional path and discover myself, what I like, to see other countries, to see other cultures, to explore the world from a different point of view and from a different angle than how it was presented to me when I grew up.
Amazing. And did you have any role models at that time? So you mentioned your parents and your sister all went down that university path. Was there anyone you knew or heard of that went off and became an entrepreneur? Or was this something that you thought, you know what, I don't know what this is, but I want to try it?
It was more of, I don't know what it is, but I want to try it. Also, I have seen throughout my path that obviously the successful people were not necessarily the employed people, as I grew up believing that you need to either be a teacher, either be a doctor, either be an engineer, the typical traditional model. And when I left the country, I saw that it wasn't like that you can be successful in your chosen field as long as you do it with passion and dedication and consistency. And also a changing point, I would say, in my life was when I attended the Tony Robbins seminar in London. I did his UPW back in, I can't really remember the year, but that was a turning point in my life that gave me the courage.
What was it that you heard at that talk that thought, you know what, I'm going to do this?
It was everything. I would say the way, obviously, I believe everyone kind of knows Tony Robbins and who he is and what he does. But the fact that he put forward the idea that everything we need is inside of us and no one's got the right to tell you this is right, this is wrong, because you only get one life and you need to do exactly what makes you happy. That for me was enough to say, you know what, no, I'm going ahead with this. I am happy. I know it's much harder because the work never stops. When you're working for yourself, you're 24 hours, basically, 7 days a week, kind of.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about what you're doing right now at the Beauty Institute. Tell us about Fearless and the work that you're doing as an educator.
Yeah, so Fearless, as I'm sure you know this, is one of the leading beauty institutes in the region. And they provide students with the necessary training in order to achieve and to follow their passion, but trained accordingly to whatever chosen field they want to follow, whether that's skincare, beauty. I am their educator for makeup, and it's something. It's a beautiful career, and it's got so many avenues you can go after finishing, for example, a makeup course, or just even if you want to come and do something that's just for yourself and you don't want to follow that as a career, you think, oh, let me just try that. You might fall in love with the actual subject, whether it's makeup, whether it's skincare, and you might want to choose something as a career change.
Tell us what a makeup artist educator, what that looks like in terms of a career. So I know that a young person watching this right now might think a makeup artist, all they do is put makeup on, but you know that's very different. You're not just doing that. You're teaching women how to wear their makeup, but really I think what you're really doing is you're helping a woman or a man really bring out their inner confidence and using makeup as the tool to bring out that confidence. But what does it look like as a career? If you were to describe it to a young person, how would you do that?
I would say it's fun, it's creative, it's challenging, and it's hard work. And it's a constant and never ending improvement that you have. You're basically dedicating your life to beauty, because this never stops. Education never stops. You don't just go to one course and that's it, I know how to do everything. There are always new trends coming up. There are always improvements in beauty products. And when you are an educator, which takes a while actually to reach the stage of teaching others how to do makeup. I mean, I've been through it all. I've done shoots, weddings, movies, magazines, product photography, everything, until I found my chosen field, which was more towards makeup education and shoots. So whenever someone decides to go on a path, for example, for makeup, like I said at the beginning, that there are many avenues that you can take. When a person comes here, I always tell most of my students that it's very important to give it at least a year or 6 months, let's say between 6 months and a year after you finish a makeup course, to understand which side of this profession attracts you more. That might be weddings, if not editorial makeup, fashion shows, education, which is what I'm doing, because I love working with women a lot. I love connection. I like to talk, as you can see. So I love to see a woman that sat on a chair, if I'm teaching a woman or a student, after I explain to them how it works, because there are a lot of things behind makeup. I love to see that aha moment when they go like, oh my God, now I get it. Now I know how to do my eyeshadow. I understand where I have to place the color. I know how it works. Oh, I can wear that color with this dress. There are a lot of things behind makeup. It's just not exactly as you said. It's not just, oh, I'm going to paint a little bit and that's about it. You know, throughout my career, I've done loads of master classes where I've specialized, for example, in the mathematics of color, which was, I would say that was one of the most challenging courses I've done, because every single color is broken down into a single one. So you need to know how to mix everything in order to achieve a different color. And when you're putting that on the client's skin, how will that look? So it was a very in-depth course on colors. Then we had evening makeup. So it's, like I said, it's a constant and never-ending improvement in this career, but it's fun
That is
and gives you
so
a lot of satisfaction.
That is really, really interesting. For a parent watching this right now who's worried about allowing their children to go into the beauty industry and more particularly into makeup and becoming a makeup artist, tell us about the industry and the business behind it. Many parents are concerned that they want their children to go down more of those traditional paths, as you described, because for a parent, it just feels like it'll be more of a financially stable type of career. What is the world of makeup artistry in terms of being able to generate a decent salary and be able to excel in one's career?
Again, it comes down to the path you want to take. It's a difficult one because obviously parents, they want the best for their kids. So when your child grows and you want your child to be successful in everything they're doing, regardless what's their chosen field. Now, when it comes to beauty and makeup, there are many ways you can actually make money out of this. Let's just start, for example, you can do one course and work for a beauty brand. You can work, I don't want to give names on the podcast, but when you decide, for example, to start working for that particular company, you can actually grow within the company with them, because most of the companies that do makeup and make makeup for the consumers, they're big corporations. And not only, there are also indie companies, but there are not as many. You've got a whole path there. You can start as a sales executive and be a regional or a global trainer. There are a lot of success stories online that can be seen, many global makeup artists, or, it takes a lot of work to reach that level, and years of, hard work, preparation, education, training, everything involved. But it's a very rewarding job, and there are makeup artists that are being paid very well for one day of work, for a shoot, for a campaign, for being an educator. So I would say there is money to be made in the industry, a lot, whether that's an online world as well. Like I said, there are so many avenues you can take from this job. Even as a wedding makeup artist, you can travel the world if you decide, I'm going to focus on weddings, because I always suggest to all my students to find a niche. Don't do everything. You can do it at the beginning so you can gain experience. You see how it is to be on a movie set, how it is to be in a photo shoot, and decide which one you like more. But you'll find your way. And once you have a niche, you have to become the best at what you're doing. And that's basically it. I mean, in terms of financial stability, personally, I don't really believe that exists. Because whether you're working for someone or not, things can change from one day to another. Definitely it's much more challenging when you're working for yourself. So you have to be mentally strong for ups and downs.
That's really the world of an entrepreneur in whatever industry you would go in. What's it like to sit with a woman, because you like to teach women how to wear makeup and create their own signature look. What's it like when you're sitting down with a client and you're teaching her how to wear her makeup and then she gets it? What's that experience like? I mean, in terms of being a woman myself, and I think about makeup, it's really a vulnerable thing to do. Like, you're not sure how to do it. No one really teaches you either. I think as young girls, maybe today there's more YouTube videos and more on social channels doing those videos and teaching. But I know when I was growing up, nobody ever taught us how to do that. It was something that you kind of learned on your own, and always a really vulnerable part of being dressed up, I think. What's that like when you're working with a client and she gets it and it kind of changes her world and you're the reason? What does that feel like?
Well, I would say I'm the facilitator more than anything, because when she sat on my chair, I always encourage women, for example, not as much to follow YouTube tutorials or videos than to actually get a tailored makeup lesson, because we get one face and that's it. We don't need to know too much. We just need to understand how to bring the best out of what we have. like you said, you're growing up and you're basically learning everything as you're growing up, or, watching mom or grandma or a sister, an older sister. But it's sitting there on that chair, being vulnerable, with no makeup on. You're basically like a baby saying, all right, what do I do now? I've got tens of brushes, I've got loads of makeup that I bought. How do I use it? It is extremely rewarding. And what's more rewarding for me, when I see every woman I teach following that advice, going home, because I always tell them, this is about practice. You're not going to leave a lesson and you already know. You have to practice every day until you're able to do your lipstick with closed eyes. That's it. Once you can do a red lip with closed eyes and you do it perfectly, then you're all set. It takes practice, but it's one of the happiest moments when I get a message on my WhatsApp or on my phone saying, oh my God, Paula, I love my makeup. I'm not feeling, nervous or stressed out because I need to go to an event, or I have a meeting, or I have a dinner with my husband and I don't know how to apply my eyeshadow or my lipstick or what's suiting what. That for me makes everything worthwhile.
And I know that you say consistency, constant education, and integrity. What does that mean for a young person thinking about your industry and wanting to become a makeup artist?
Well, integrity, I believe, and honesty is the foundation in every industry. Because whether you're a makeup artist or a different profession, let's take, for example, a shoot. That is the first trait you need to learn, because if you're being called on a makeup shoot for, let's say, a very good brand, and they say the call time is at 8 a.m. and you come at 8:30, well, you can rest assured no one is going to call you again. You have to be there half an hour before, not after. If you say something, you do what you say. And like I said, it's not only makeup. This is about your values as a person. People, at the end of the day, they trust you because you are your own brand. So education, integrity, honesty, and consistency, they must be the foundation of your daily life or professional life if you want to achieve something successful, in my opinion.
So excited. I wish I met you when I was much younger. I probably would have gone down a different path. Paula, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. If you could leave one tip to a young person, your golden nugget, what would that be just before we say goodbye?
I would say, believe in yourself. If you love what you do, just go for it, but 100%. Not 90, not 85. You have to breathe your dream.
Brilliant.
That's what I would tell to every single girl. That's what I would have told to my younger self.
And that's how you live. That's how you live right now.
Yeah, because you only get one life.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here, Paula. It's been such a pleasure. It's really, I've learned so much. Very exciting. How can we find you if we want to find you on a social platform?
So you can find me actually on Instagram. My Instagram is Paula G from Goia .mua.
And that brings us right to the end of another incredible conversation. Today we were speaking with Paula Goia, who is a makeup artist and educator, currently working to support students at Fearless Beauty Institute. And of course, you can find her via her Instagram account. We'll see you all at our next Desk Careers Digital Spotlight.